Thank you, Jazzy Art Academy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to help me welcome Cape Town's director, writer, and performer. Her name is Roche Kester, and she'll be performing 2 of her poems. Please come join me on stage.
Quiet, listen, and let the poet speak. Lend your ears and let the poet speak, please, and ease your fears. Let the poet speak and enlighten your mind. Let the poet speak and watch your soul rise effortlessly like it was always meant to do. Armed with nothing but words, the poet navigates this world with sound and rhythm, stomping metaphors and similes, unearthing sacred verses you never dreamed to exist. Resist if you must. You in that dark room, your only wish is entertainment, but if you open yourself, you'll find an arrangement of things you already know, prose now becoming poems, replanting seeds already sown, constructed for you by the poet to help your spirit grow. Let the poet speak, and as your heartbeat mimics the content, pulses, the history merges with your energy. Embrace the poet for their work and their meaning, like the ancient soothsayers of yesteryear, where crowds gathered to decipher, to denote and uncode the wisdom imparted from their lips. Let the poet speak, but not in vain. Reflect, respect, and understand their pain, their hopes, their dreams, their need to stand nakedly in front of you, reciting to you things they just have to say, hurts that have come their way, that bled and lay internally until they are staged for you. Let the poet know you agree or disagree. Indicate that you've cognized the rhyme, the art, the time, in crafting and drafting each sentence to share with you a poem that's just so pressing. If left inside, it would fester, and the poet would surely die. Let the poet speak and see nations rise to their feet. An army clad in harmony, protesters upholding banners that read down with hatred and division. Hear the poet out when you're dealing with loss, that private place that only you, God, and the poet knows. Let the poet reassure you that it will be all right, that when your world plummets and falls, just hold yourself tight to make it right. Let the poet right that wrong, and perhaps not presently, but as time suspends, your hurt will too, replaying continuously, repetitively the poet's words to you. Let the poet remind you what it's like to be in love, providing those soft nuances, those delicate images, those blissful ideologies, the belief in second possibilities. Let the poet's words dance in your joy, arc the corners of your mouth, recounting the preciousness of your life. Let the poet speak, but dear poet, when they let you speak, and tweak their minds, be wary that your words can ignite or spite, heal or deride with every word you recite. If you are the poet, honor the privilege, the platform, the hour, devour each passing moment they let you speak, eating their time like your last meal. Intend to let them feel the best way you can. For you are the poet, and though they may not know it, they were always waiting to hear you speak. Thank you. Why are we so scared of black? Is it the looming, the moving, the fear that it might attack our minds, our souls, our skin, trickling, etching into our being, leaving the mark of despair? Fair, all we aspire to in the color of this continent is black, a black thread connecting from Cape to Cairo, but still, denotations and connotations grow and old beliefs will not let go of black as a savage force seeking to control. Black, the soul, the color of coal and oil which gives rise to economic science, but yet we toil and deny that black supplies our roots, a mold of a people of early times, of unity, simplicity, when all that existed was black. Black, black, I am black. I weigh my black and I sway my black. I track my black skin and see in a great retold, past spirit unfold in the wide leafing black. I embrace my black and let it envelope me like shadows attached, loud, proud, cause black don't crack. Dark is lovely, black is beautiful, mysterious, definitive, not abstract. But the name of black has been blackened by black people who have driven back the name of black. Where Africans seek to be South Africans, black is colored lighter and colored is colored whiter, all out of spite for black. And every definition of black has become abject, black hole, black sheep, black magic, so tragic that we are so scared of black. Black looming, black moving, a sordid past we reenact when we deny our heritage of black. Thank you so much. Yeah.
What is the story behind Black? What inspired you to write Black? What does it mean to you? What does that poem mean to you?
I think in the context of our country, there's always been a stigma and almost a self-oppression to think when you're born with a dark skin that somehow you're not supposed to be as worthy, or you're not supposed to take up as much space or to be as loud, or there's just a diminishing of your being. And so for me, in writing that poem, it was almost taking ownership of that thing and deciding for myself that when I walk these streets, when I enter a room, regardless of what anybody else may think of me, I hone and create the power that I situate myself in. And of course, there's a follow-up story about my little sister coming back from hospital, and she was white as snow, you know, and I was just like, oh, I must go get the Johnsons and Johnsons and just throw it up here because I wanted to be as white as her. But later on, I realized there's so much power when you can see what your skin can represent beyond stereotype, beyond what people think that it means, and what that means to them. Break those barriers every day when you walk this plane of the earth.
And tell us about the community work that you do, giving back to community.
Well, I run this poetry organization called Grounding Sessions. It happens once a week. I'm on a bit of a break now, but what I did with that mechanism was to invite different poetry outfits from Khayelitsha, Philippi, Kraaifontein, and then also expose them to a bigger stage where their artwork is known. It always feels like in the CBD, we're always inviting and creating space here for art when it is in our own communities. So that was part of the thing that I tried to do. And then also with regard to women, I had this idea of doing, or rather I partnered with someone to do this initiative called Slam for Blood, where we created awareness around sanitary dignity. There are so many girl children in our society that can't go to school because they don't have the means to buy sanitary items. And so we put together a poetry event called Slam for Blood, and it got so much great publicity just to ensure that the donation at the door was for these girls, and that we can ensure that our girl children don't miss out on the opportunities. And of course, we all know that girl children are smarter than boys children.
Of course, we've always been.
So they need to go to school.
All right, and closing off, so where can people follow you to see your work and to...
Well, I hope to be returning to the Daily Show, Joey.
Papa Joey?
But
I can decide.
But also, please do check me out. I'm on Facebook. Instagram and also Twitter as Roshé Kester. And then of course you can check out Grounding Sessions. Although it may not be active right now, we do share a lot of the poetry events happening in the city, and poetry is also such an important mechanism and vehicle of art in the city that makes a lot of things palatable to the greater society, and it's such an understated art. So I'd really just want to encourage people to check out the page and then go check out the gigs and support our poets in the city.
Most definitely, we will. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much, Roshé.
Thank you for having
That was
me.
a nice chat.